محمد وآل محمد صلوات. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. صدق الله العلي العظيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. عن فاطمة الزهراء عليها السلام بنت رسول الله أنها قالت: دخل علي أبي رسول الله في بعض الأيام فقال: السلام عليك يا فاطمة. فقلت: عليك السلام. قال: إني أجد في بدني ضعفا. فقلت له: أعيذك بالله يا أبتاه من الضعف. فقال: يا فاطمة ائتيني بالكساء اليماني فغطيني به. فأتيته بالكساء اليماني فغطيته به، وصرت أنظر إليه وإذا وجهه يتلألأ كأنه البدر في ليلة تمامه وكماله. فما كانت إلا ساعة وإذا بولدي الحسن قد أقبل وقال: السلام عليك يا أماه. فقلت: وعليك السلام يا قرة عيني وثمرة فؤادي. فقال: يا أماه، إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة جدي رسول الله. فقلت: نعم، إن جدك تحت الكساء. فأقبل الحسن نحو الكساء وقال: السلام عليك يا جداه يا رسول الله، أتأذن لي أن أدخل معك تحت الكساء؟ فقال: وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا صاحب حوضي، قد أذنت لك. فدخل معه تحت الكساء. فما كانت إلا ساعة وإذا بولدي الحسين قد أقبل وقال: السلام عليك يا أماه. فقلت: وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا قرة عيني وثمرة فؤادي. فقال لي: يا أماه، إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة جدي رسول الله. فقلت: نعم، إن جدك وأخاك تحت الكساء. فدنا الحسين نحو الكساء وقال: السلام عليك يا جداه، السلام عليك يا من اختاره الله، أتأذن لي أن أكون معكما تحت الكساء؟ فقال: وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا شافع أمتي، قد أذنت لك. فدخل معهما تحت الكساء. فأقبل عند ذلك أبو الحسن علي بن أبي طالب وقال: السلام عليك يا بنت رسول الله. فقلت: وعليك السلام يا أبا الحسن ويا أمير المؤمنين. فقال: يا فاطمة، إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة أخي وابن عمي رسول الله. فقلت: نعم، ها هو مع ولديك تحت الكساء. فأقبل علي نحو الكساء وقال: السلام عليك يا رسول الله، أتأذن لي أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء؟ فقال: وعليك السلام يا أخي ويا وصي وخليفتي وصاحب لوائي، قد أذنت لك. فدخل علي تحت الكساء. ثم أتيت نحو الكساء وقلت: السلام عليك يا أبتاه يا رسول الله، أتأذن لي أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء؟ فقال: وعليك السلام يا بنتي ويا بضعتي، قد أذنت لك. فدخلت تحت الكساء فلما اكتملنا جميعا تحت الكساء أخذ أبي رسول الله بطرفي الكساء وأومأ بيده اليمنى إلى السماء وقال: اللهم إن هؤلاء أهل بيتي وخاصتي وحامتي، لحمهم لحمي ودمهم دمي، يؤلمني ما يؤلمهم ويحزنني ما يحزنهم، أنا حرب لمن حاربهم وسلم لمن سالمهم وعدو لمن عاداهم ومحب لمن أحبهم، إنهم مني وأنا منهم، فاجعل صلواتك وبركاتك ورحمتك وغفرانك ورضوانك علي وعليهم، وأذهب عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. فقال الله عز وجل: يا ملائكتي ويا سكان سماواتي، إني ما خلقت سماء مبنية ولا أرضا مدحية ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا مضيئا ولا فلكا يدور ولا بحرا يجري ولا فلكا يسري إلا في محبة هؤلاء الخمسة الذين هم تحت الكساء. فقال الأمين جبرائيل: يا ربي ومن تحت الكساء؟ فقال عز وجل: هم أهل بيت النبوة ومعدن الرسالة، هم فاطمة وأبوها وبعلها وبنوها. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. فقال جبرائيل: يا ربي أتأذن لي أن أهبط إلى الأرض لأكون معهم سادسا؟ فقال الله: نعم قد أذنت لك. فهبت الأمين جبرائيل وقال: السلام عليك يا رسول الله، العلي الأعلى يقرأك السلام ويخصك بالتحية والإكرام ويقول لك: وعزتي وجلالي إني ما خلقت سماء مبنية ولا أرضا مدحية ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا مضيئا ولا فلكا يدور ولا بحرا يجري ولا فلكا يسري إلا لأجلكم ومحبتكم، وقد أذن لي أن أدخل معكم، فهل تأذن لي يا رسول الله؟ فقال رسول الله: وعليك السلام يا أمين وحي الله، إنه نعم قد أذنت لك. فدخل جبرائيل معنا تحت الكساء. فقال لأبي: إن الله قد أوحى إليكم يقول: إنما يريد الله ليذهب عنكم الرجس أهل البيت ويطهركم تطهيرا. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. فقال علي لأبي: يا رسول الله، أخبرني ما لجلوسنا هذا تحت الكساء من الفضل عند الله. فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وآله: والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واصطفاني بالرسالة نجيا، ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض، وفيه جمع من شيعتنا ومحبينا، إلا ونزلت عليهم الرحمة وحفت بهم الملائكة واستغفرت لهم إلى أن يتفرقوا. فقال علي عليه السلام: إذا والله فزنا وفاز شيعتنا ورب الكعبة. فقال أبي رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله: يا علي، والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واصطفاني بالرسالة نجيا، ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض، وفيه جمع من شيعتنا ومحبينا، وفيهم مهموم إلا وفرج الله هما. ولا مغموم إلا وكشف الله غما، ولا طالب حاجة إلا وقضى الله حاجة. فقال علي عليه السلام: إذا والله فزنا وسعدنا، وكذلك شيعتنا فازوا وسعدوا في الدنيا والآخرة ورب الكعبة. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. الفاتحة.
حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل، نعم المولى ونعم النصير. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري، واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله والحمد حقه كما يستحقه حمدا كثيرا، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين، خاتم النبيين، شفيع المذنبين، رحمة للعالمين، سيدنا ونبينا وحبيب قلوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا أبي القاسم محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآله. واللعنة الدائمة الباقية على أعدائهم أجمعين. أما بعد، فقد قال الله تبارك وتعالى في كتابه المجيد: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات أولئك هم خير البرية، جزاؤهم عند ربهم جنات عدن تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها أبدا، رضي الله عنهم ورضوا عنه، ذلك لمن خشي ربه. آمنا بالله، صدق الله العلي العظيم. صلوات اللهم صل على محمد وآله. My dear elders, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum jami'an wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We remember that our senior citizens group used to hold an annual function every year before the pandemic, and this function was called Imam Ali Reza alayhi salam Day. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Unfortunately, for the last 2 years, we have not been able to have this function where mu'mineen, senior citizens of various jamaats would come here to Peterborough, and we would get the opportunity to organize the program and also to be their host and serve them. In organizing this program for the last few years, one notable name was of Marhum Mohamed Reza Ladak, who used to be the secretary of the senior citizens group, Marhuma Shirin Bai Ladak, who was also helping, and there were others who have passed away. They used to help in organizing, and today they are resting in their graves. I think it is important that we do remember all our marhumin to this evening and gift them with one Surah Fatiha, please. Bismillah. صلوات اللهم صل على محمد وآل. A great pleasure for me to extend my Mubaraki to you all on this auspicious birth anniversary of our 8th Imam, Imam Ali ibn Musa al-Rada, salawatullah wa salamuhu alayhi. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa. And we pray to Allah Azza wa Jal that by the wasila of our 8th Imam, inshallah, that this pandemic goes away and we get the opportunity to visit and perform ziyarah of our 8th Imam as well as ziyarah of all the other A'immah Tahirin alayhimus salam. The verse of the Holy Quran, or the two verses of the Holy Quran that I recited are in Surah Bayyinah. This is 98th surah in the Holy Quran, verse number 8 and then verse number 9. Allah Azza wa Jal explains about the best of creation or the best of the people. Inna alladhina amanu وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ. Those who have believed, those who have brought faith, وَالَّذِينَ وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ, and those who do good deeds. Allah says, أُولَٰئِكَ هُمْ خَيْرُ الْبَرِيَّةِ. Okay? These are the best of the people. When the Holy Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad, was asked about who are these best, towards whom is this verse of the Holy Quran talking about, it's not one hadith, but there are several ahadith and several instances where the Holy Prophet pointed towards Imam Ali bin Abi Talib, salawatullah wa salamuhu alayhi. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Elders, brothers and sisters, these ahadith are not only found from the Shia sources. Even in the Sunni sources, you will find this ahadith that it point to, that the Holy Prophet said that it is Ali bin Abi Talib alayhi salam, and then the Prophet also added, and his followers. That is the Shias of Imam Ali alayhi salam. Of course, to call oneself Shia will not suffice, because if we look at the verse, Allah says, Inna alladhina amanu wa amilu salihat. So, being steadfast on Iman and at the same time performing good deeds is a precondition to be a Shia and to be counted amongst Khairul Bariyah. Then Allah Azza wa Jal says, Jaza'uhum inda Rabbihim, their reward is with their Lord. Jaza'uhum inda Rabbihim. What is that jaza? Jannatu adnin tajri min tahtihal anhar. So it talks about the paradise under which the rivers flow. And then Allah Azza wa Jal says that Khalidina fiha abada, they are going to stay there forever. And then Allah Azza wa Jal explains that one thing about these people is Radiyallahu anhum, Allah is pleased with them, wa radu anhu, and they are pleased with Allah Azza wa Jal. Because when they see the reward that they have received from Allah, the promise, those who have fear of their Lord. It is for those who understand their duties towards Allah Azza wa Jalla and are careful of performance of their duties. Now, when we look into the generation of Imam Ali bin Abi Talib salawatullah wa salamuhu alayhi, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad, we find that the 8th successor of the Holy Prophet, which is our 8th Imam, his title is Ar-Rida, the pleased. And historians have mentioned, some of the historians have said that this title was given to him by our 7th Imam, who would and used to tell the people that this is my son who is always pleased, and therefore he was given the title of Ar-Rida. What I want to do this evening is try to analyze one aspect and one part of the life of Imam Ali Rida alayhi salam. But it is important to understand as to his whole life from the year 148 when he was born up to the year 203, what are the stages through which our 8th Imam passed. Number one, we find that when he was born in the year 148, this is 1 month or few days after the martyrdom of his grandfather, the 6th Imam. This is the period during which Mansur Dawaniqi was the ruler of Banu Abbas. And he was at that peak. This is the time by which Banu Abbas have already established their rule. And then in the year 158 after Hijrah, when Mansur Dawaniqi passes away, then the 2 other Khulafa come, 2 other leaders come, and then it is followed by Harun al-Rashid. And this was the period during which the majority of the atrocities that were done by Banu Abbas, especially on the orders of Harun al-Rashid, were towards our 7th Imam. Of course, towards the other Alawis, descendants of Imam Ali alayhi salam, towards the Shias, but majority of it was towards our 7th Imam. And this is the period, this is the time when our 8th Imam is in the Imamat, or his father is the Imam, and our 8th Imam is living with him, taking up all that knowledge which 7th Imam passed to him. And we also know that Imams also receive the divine knowledge. Then when the period of our 7th Imam was over, when he was martyred, now came the Imamat of our 8th Imam. And during this time, our 8th Imam, we can say, as we look into the history, that there were people who used to instigate Harun al-Rashid to kill our 8th Imam also. But Harun al-Rashid said that I do not wish to do that. I have already killed the father, I don't want to kill the whole family. As it is, because we have poisoned and we have killed the 7th Imam, as a result of that, the people are suspicious of all our activities. You find this written in the books of history that Harun al-Rashid was careful. The atrocities can be said that they were a little bit less. But however, there was no easy chance for our 8th Imam to spread his knowledge. Then came a time in the life of 8th Imam. I'm all giving this in brief because I want to come to the main point straight away. Then came a time, and this is during the last years of his life, that he was asked by Mamun to accept to be his successor. Now this move, we know, we have heard that it was a political move for Mamun to save himself. And it was not that Imam Ali Reza alayhi salam readily accepted that offer, but Imam Ali Reza alayhi salam refused, and it came to a stage when Imam Ali Reza alayhi salam said, I was forced to take up this position. And when our 8th Imam took up this position, if we go through the books of history, during those period of 2 or 2.5 years, we will find the benefit that the madhab of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam received. And I want to concentrate on that ilm and knowledge of our 8th Imam, and I want to see and share with you one gift out of so many gifts that our 8th Imam has given to us. When we go to the shrine of Imam Reza alayhi salam, when we go to visit Mashhad, one of the things we do try is to get an opportunity to be mehman of our 8th Imam, and to have that meal which is served in the name of our 8th Imam. We consider that as a barakah. And we bring some other things that we say are a barakah for us, that is attached to or related to our 8th Imam. But believe me, my dear elders, brothers and sisters, some of the best gifts that A'immah Tahirin alayhimus salam have given us are the ways and means to live our life in this world. So I'm going to share with you one of the gifts, but coming there, first let us understand the position of our 8th Imam in the eyes of his grandfather, our 6th Imam, Imam Jafar as-Sadiq, salawatullah wa salamuhu alayhi. It is reported that our 7th Imam is often said to his sons. 7th Imam had, according to history, 38 children, and at least 18 of them were male. So he used to tell his sons, Ali bin Musa, your brother, is the learned scholar of the descendants of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin. Please try to understand this as to what our 6th Imam is saying. Then 7th Imam says, therefore you may ask him about your religion and memorize what he tells you. Ask him about his religion and memorize what he tells you. Then 7th Imam said, for I have heard my father, Jafar bin Muhammad. And then Imam said, 6th Imam said, how I wish I had met him, for he is named after the commander of the faithful, Ali alayhi salam. Two things Imam, 6th Imam very clearly said. Number one is that Ali Muhammad is our 8th Imam. And also, he also mentioned that when he is born, his name is to be Ali, after the name of our first Imam. Okay? Now, when our 8th Imam arrived in Marv, for those who do not know, Marv today is in Turkmenistan. That time it was part of the rule of Ma'mun al-Rashid, and it was considered to be the part of the region of Khorasan. When Imam arrived in Marv, when Imam accepted that position to be the successor, he made it very, very clear to Ma'mun al-Rashid, I am not going to take part in any political activities. I am not going to be in your HR department to hire and fire. I am not going to interfere in any of your matters. Yes, Ma'mun al-Rashid wants to ask, take advice of our eighth Imam would give him advice. But to take a decision, our eighth Imam would not take. Ma'mun brought our eighth Imam. He had that political move. He wanted to win the support of the Shias. Please, this is the point to understand. He wanted to win the support of the Shias. He brought eighth Imam. He has won the support of the Shias. But on the other hand, he has lost the support of Banu Abbas. And Banu Abbas used to taunt him. Imam very clearly knew from the beginning that Ma'mun has no intention of fulfilling whatever he has decided. No intention at all. So Ma'mun was now thinking how to defeat our eighth Imam. Look how dangerous it was at that time. And when Ali Muhammad comes onto the platform, in front of everyone, then we clearly believe that A'imma Tahirin alayhimus salam are the chosen ones of Allah Azza wa Jalla. Ma'mun said, he made a policy. I want to remove eighth Imam. But to remove eighth Imam, I have to prove to the Shias that he is not capable to be your leader. So he said, organize debates, questions and answer programs where scholars of high repute should be invited. Scholars of high repute should be invited. Just let me give you the name. One name was Umran al-Sa'ibi. Umran al-Sa'ibi was a philosopher and he was a spiritual leader of Sa'abi. This was a tribe. He was spiritual leader. He came, the session, the discussion between Imam and Umran was of a very long time in which they had to take breaks in between. Finally, Umran accepted and became a Muslim. He left whatever he was believing in. He was a philosopher. You look into the books and you will find the kind of discussion that went on between eighth Imam and him. And then there was another person by the name of Abu Qurra. He was also a learned person. The chief of Catholic, he was invited. The high rabbi of the Jews, he was invited. The Hindu priest was invited. The chief of Zoroaster. All these people were invited in order to debate with our eighth Imam. Why? Two reasons. Number one, Ma'mun wanted to prove to the people, to the Shias, that you claim and you say that the Imam is the most knowledgeable person of his time and is aware of all the sciences. By calling these people and asking They asking our 8 Imam questions and Imam replying to them. When Imam will not be able to reply to whatever questions they put forward, then we will be able to tell you that your Imam is not the most knowledgeable person of all the time. That was one reason. Second reason was, he called the Imam. He established his rule now, and whatever he wanted he had achieved already. How to get rid of 8th Imam. How to get rid of him? So Ma'mun said, this is the second way. If I am able to prove that he is not the most knowledgeable, then I will use that excuse to tell him that you are not most knowledgeable, so you cannot be my successor, and I will take you out from that. These were the 2 main reasons that Ma'mun al-Rashid called for debates. What happened, my dear elders, brothers and sisters? When the delegation of the Jews came, Imam said to one of his companions, I am going to answer their questions from Torah. When the Catholic bishop or Catholic priest came, and when he wanted to ask questions, Imam said, I will answer him from Injil. To the Zoroaster, I will answer him in Persian language. I will answer each person according to their own beliefs, whatever question they will ask. And this is one of the greatest contributions to the resources that we have today in the Shia faith from our 8th Imam, because these are not ordinary debates of 5 minutes or 10 minutes. These were debates that took hours and hours, and these had philosophical matters in it, specially related to the existence of Allah Azza wa Jal. And our 8th Imam answered it very fluently. One thing in between was that when he was debating with Umran, this is important, Umran is almost now ready to come near and to accept the faith, to accept Islam. And Muazzin says, Allahu Akbar, Imam stands up and goes away. When Umran himself says that let's have few minutes discussion so we can come to the end of our discussion, our 8th Imam said, no. First I will go and answer to the call of Allah, and then we will continue with our discussion. One of the gifts that I want to share with you, my dear elders, brothers and sisters, is one of the saying of Imam, which is very important, very simple, but it makes a person understand who, as a follower of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, what should be his conduct and what should the way he should behave. Okay, recite salawat, please. I will go a bit quickly. لا يتم عقل امرئ مسلم حتى تكون فيه 10 خصال. Imam's hadith is, a Muslim's mind, a Muslim's reasoning is imperfect until he has these 10 characteristics. 10 characteristics. Number 1. Al-khayru minhu ma'amul, good is expected from him. Good is expected from him. If you want to put it in today's words, positive. He shows positive signs to assist, to help. Good is expected. Number 2, وَالشَّرُّ مِنْهُ مَأْمُونٌ, and evil is far away from him. Evil is far away from him. He should not be thinking negative. He should not be thinking about how to do and how to be evil towards others. That's not the quality of a person. Number 3, Imam says, يَسْتَكْثِرُ قَلِيلُ الْخَيْرِ مِنْ غَيْرِهِ. He regards others' little good deed as a great favor. Even if a person gives him a glass of water, that's a good deed that person has done. He will consider that as a great favor. So even little deed done by someone, he should consider it as a great favor. وَيَسْتَقِلُّ كَثِيرُ الْخَيْرِ مِنْ نَفْسِهِ. And when he does any good deed, he should consider that even how great it may be, he should consider that as very little. The understanding or the reasoning behind, if we think about this, is that whatever we do it for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal, who is Malikul Mulk. And He has been doing so many favors upon us. And when we do something, even if we do something great, we should consider that as something little. Of course, everyone would have that dua in his heart that may Allah Azza wa Jal accept this act of mine. Okay. Then, next one is number 5. لا يسأم من طلب الحوائج إليه. He is not disturbed by people who ask him to settle their needs. Okay? Now needs may not necessarily be wealth, may not necessarily be material. People can come and continuously ask you questions. Okay? So maybe the scholars will have people coming and asking questions to them. Some people who are serving in the community, people will come to ask for assistance and help from them. We should never be disturbed as long as people come and ask, but we should be willing as much as we can. Of course, one cannot cross the boundary, something which he is unable to do. And then, next one is, this is important. Imam says, one of the quality it is important for a perfect mind is, لا يمل من طلب العلم طول دهره. He does not feel tired of seeking knowledge all his lifetime. Whatever little knowledge, however, whichever way you are able to acquire that knowledge. It's so important that acquiring knowledge in whichever way we can. Right. These days we have so many avenues open for us, and we receive videos and we receive clips coming talking about. There are messages that come to us, and one should try to understand and act upon that. Then these are qualities which Imam explains, and reality of their life in this world we can understand. Imam says, Al-faqru fillahi ahabbu ilayhi min al-ghina. In simple words, I would say that they would prefer poverty for the sake of Allah than they would prefer richness. In other words, if by getting halal rizq they are going to remain poor, they would prefer that rather than going after and earning what is considered to be unlawful, considered to be haram. And then وَالظُّلُّ فِي اللَّهِ أَحَبُّ إِلَيْهِ مِنْ عِزِّي فِي أَدُوِّهِ. And they would prefer humility with Allah than to the honor with their enemies. For the case with Allah Azza wa Jal, in other words, they would remain simple people, they would not do anything wrong in order to achieve that greatness and fame that would be pleasing the enemies. No. What is that which is going to please Allah Azza wa Jal is something that they will do. And the last one is, number 9 is, وَالْخُمُولُ أَشْهَى إِلَيْهِ مِنَ الشُّهْرَةِ. And they would prefer obscurity rather than fame. Right? think it's very simple. I cannot use much time now. And the last one, which Imam then says, وَالْعَاشِرَ وَمَا الْعَاشِرَ. And the question, and the people who were listening said, yes, what is the 10th one? And Imam said, قَالَ لَا يَرَى أَحَدًا إِلَّا قَالَ هُوَ خَيْرٌ مِّنِّي وَأَتْقَى. And Imam said, whenever he looks at another person, his attitude is, he is better and more pious than me. In other words, when you look at the people, you look at the people with that I know my sins, I know what wrong I have done, maybe he is better than me. Okay. If we take all this together, we can all understand as to how Imam alayhi salam is telling us to conduct ourselves in the society, amongst the people, in a manner that would be pleasing to Allah and pleasing to the Imams. We come to the end and we join. I request you to all join me in prayers. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. اللهم انفعنا بالعلم وزينا بالحلم وجملنا بالعافية وكرمنا بالتقوى إنا ولي الله الذي نزل الكتاب وهو يتولى الصالحين والحمد لله رب العالمين. اللهم صل على
Engagement announcement. Mu'mineen, our Jamaat is pleased to announce the engagement of Brother Azim Ghulam Ali, beloved son of Brother Afsar Ali and Sister Zehra Banu Ghulam Ali, to Sister Anar, beloved daughter of Brother Barkat and Sister Maimuna Ismail Walji. Our Jamaat extends its warmest congratulations to both the families on this happy occasion. Majlis announcement. Mu'mineen, today's Milad Majlis has been sponsored by Bande Khuda for Hadiya Imam Ali Reza alayhi salam. The second Majlis has been sponsored by Bande Khuda for the Isale Sawab of Marum Ali Bhai Rajab Ali Pardan, Marum Hassan Ali Bhai Ghulam Ali Jeevan, Maruma Fatma Bhai Hassan Ali Jeevan, Marum Shaukat Ali Bhai Panjwani, Maruma Pareen Bhai Mustafa Panjwani, Marum Imran Hussain Panjwani, and Kul Marumeen. All are humbly requested to recite Fatiha for all the Marumeens. Suratul Mubarakatul Fatiha.
أفضل السلام والسلام عليك يا رسول الله محمد وآل محمد صلوات صلوا على محمد يا إمام رضا 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 ہر نفس ہر گری میرے دل سے یہی آ رہی ہے صدا یا امام رضا 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 تیری عظمت بے بھلا کیوں نہ دلالت بنتا، شیر قالین کا کس طرح نہ زندہ ہوتا، ہے حقیقت یہی تیری مرضی میں ہی ہے خدا کی رضا، یا امام رضا یا امام رضا یا امام رضا، غیر ممکن کو یوں ہوتے ہوئے دیکھا ممکن، جاگتی آنکھوں سے جنت میں گزارے کا دن، اس کو کیا ہو یقین جس نے دیکھا نہیں کبھی روزہ تیرا، یا امام رضا یا امام رضا یا امام رضا، غیر ممکن کو یوں ہوتے ہوئے دیکھا ممکن، جاگتی آنکھوں سے جنت میں گزارے کا دن، اس کو کیا ہو یقین اس کو کیا ہو یقین جس نے دیکھا نہیں کبھی روزہ تیرا، یا امام رضا یا امام رضا یا امام رضا، وقت کے سائے میرے ذہن میں آیا ہے ابھی، جیسے گہوار نے فطر اس کو شفا باتی تھی، کیسے ہی روز و شب باتتا ہے شفا تیرے صحنے شفا، یا امام رضا یا امام رضا یا امام رضا، اب بھی مشہد سے جو پلتا ہوں تو میرے محسن، سانس لینا مجھے اچھا نہیں لگتا لیکن پھر بھی ہے یہ سکون میں کہیں بھی رکھوں دل وہی ہے میرا، یا امام رضا یا امام رضا یا امام رضا، کیسے سمجھے گا زمانہ تیرے نوکر کی حدیں، تیرے معروف نے باندھی ہے سمندر کی حدیں، برتے ہو طوفان کا رخ بدلتا گیا اس نے جب دی صدا، یا امام رضا یا امام رضا یا امام رضا، وقت کیسا ہے میرے ذہن میں آیا ہے ابھی، جیسے گہوار نے فطر اس کو شفا باتی تھی، ویسے ہی روز و شب باتتا ہے شفا تیرے صحنے شفا، یا امام رضا یا امام رضا یا امام رضا، میرے اس وقت تیرے در پہ نظر ہے مولا، اور تجھے میری مصیبت کی خبر ہے مولا، دور افتاد کر میری امداد کر تو ہے مشکل کشا، یا سریع الرضا یا سریع الرضا یا سریع الرضا، یا امام رضا یا امام رضا یا امام رضا، التجا آپ سے کرتا ہوں امام ہشتم، ان کے صدقے میں جنہیں کہتے ہیں معصوم قوم. جو پریشان ہے جلد کر دیجئے اس کی حاجت روا. یا سریع الرضا یا سریع الرضا یا سریع الرضا یا امام رضا یا امام رضا یا امام رضا. جیتے جی جان سے اپنی میں گزر جاؤں گا. جلد مشہد نہ بلاؤں گے تو مر جاؤں گا. اے امام غریب تم ہو میرے طبیب جلد کر دو دوا. یا سریع الرضا یا سریع الرضا یا سریع الرضا یا امام رضا یا امام رضا یا امام رضا. افضل السلام والسلام علیک یا رسول اللہ محمد وآل محمد. صلوات صلو علی محمد. السلام علیکم یا ابا عبداللہ. السلام علیکم ابن رسول اللہ. السلام علیکم ابن امیر المؤمنین و ابن سید الوسین. السلام علیکم ابن فاطمة الزہراء سیدۃ النساء العالمین. السلام علیکم جمیعا شہداء کربلا ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ. السلام علیکم یا غریب الغرباء. السلام علیکم یا معین الضعفاء والفقراء. السلام علیکم یا سلطان ابو الحسن علی ابن موسیٰ الرضا ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ. السلام علیکم یا مولانا یا صاحب العصر والزمان سیدی الامان الامان من فتنة الزمان. السلام علیکم یا خلیفۃ الرحمن. السلام علیکم یا شریک القرآن. السلام علیکم یا امامنا و امام الانس والجان. اجل اللہ تعالی فرجک وسہل اللہ تعالی مخرجک وظہورک وجعلنا من انصارک وعوانک ورحمت اللہ وبرکاتہ. ان اللہ وملائکتہ یصلون علی النبی یا ایہا الذین آمنوا صلوا علیہ وسلموا تسلیما. اللہ اکبر اللہ اکبر اللہ اکبر اللہ اکبر. اشہد ان لا الہ الا اللہ. اشہد ان لا الہ الا اللہ. اشہد ان محمد رسول اللہ. اشہد ان محمد رسول اللہ. اشہد ان امیر المؤمنین و امام المتقین علی ولی اللہ. اشہد ان امیر المؤمنین و امام المتقین علی حجت اللہ. هيا على السلام هيا على السلام هيا على الفلاح هيا على الفلاح هيا على خير العمل هيا على خير العمل الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على